I started shooting Mad God in the late 80s. I think I had about 6 minutes of Mad God footage that I'd shot in 35mm film.
Phil was going through some old footage, and a few of us saw this thing as like this piece of art, and we thought it was like some old Czech film or something. We're like, what the hell is this?
I heard that Phil made this project and it had sat on a shelf for years, and it appealed to me. It was just deep, dark, this completely dystopic, just gnarly world, and I was just like, whoa, that thing's really cool.
We were like, this is insane. We gotta be a part of this. So I think it kind of lit a fire inside to, bring Mad God back. I grew up in kind of the Spielberg era of filmmaking, and I just loved the look and the feel of all that stuff, and it was because it was like practical effects. I mean, that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. It has shifted into the digital world, and there's nothing you can do about that. But Mad God provides the opportunity to get in there and use my hands and do the stuff I dreamed of doing when I was a little kid.
Some of the guys at the studio were inspired by like the Star Wars movies and RoboCop and all that kind of stuff. Really wanted to build things and be involved with that kind of filmmaking, but they missed the boat. So these guys were really committed, and had the time and the effort. It's like sculpting and painting and filmmaking and lighting and all this stuff.
One thing I do find when I'm here on Mad God is that even just working on set props or whatever, it's like something you just get into, like a zone that it's like meditative, or it's pretty refreshing. Like whatever you produce is going to more or less be in the film. And Phil is really good about actually embracing mistakes, and whatever you sort of come up with fits into the world of Mad God.
We work in an industry where perfection is constantly striven for, and happy accidents just don't happen. And so with something like this, it's okay to slop things together and see where it takes us. It's a nice step back. When you look at something like stop motion, for the longest time people tried to use it to mimic reality, up until they basically hit the CG wall with Jurassic Park. And so stop motion had continuously striven to just become more and more real, and then when it stopped being useful as a tool for that, I think a lot of people just kind of dismissed it for a while. Now people are kind of looking back at it and discovering that it has a real tactile, interesting, textured quirkiness about it that is an art in and of itself. I feel that going back to the stop motion stuff actually re-engages the artist in people. You have to do, you have to make, you have to use your hands. It's real stuff, it's real things being pushed around.
It's the problem solving that really gets me hooked onto this, because whatever the aesthetic of the production is, if it's just a commercial or if it's just something as crazy and far-fetched as Mad God, there's always just physical problems that have to be overcome. Just be it putting 2x4s together or making a pulley hoist work correctly. There's nothing really that gets me feeling as good as when I am able to, put a 2x4 together. Problem solving, that's the real attraction.
Phil asked me if I wanted to work on Mad God, and it was like, oh God, this is like the old days, and there's really a chance to get your hands dirty, and you smell the paint, and you smell the bandsaw, and you get to really look and react and move things and react and move it again and react. It's the way we used to. Like the real world is not like computers where the Grand Canyon is between you and what you're trying to do.
For me, it was like when I was 13. I used to do the same stuff, cover my G.I. Joe burn up my sister's Barbie dolls. You know, she didn't know that until she got them back, scorched. Mad God is everything you want to do. Just be free. Just pure creativity.
Because it is tactile, because it's stop motion, it becomes a performance. And if you allow yourself to approach it in a theatrical way, it's just theater in super, super slow motion. And it's very inspiring, and it's very freeing in a lot of ways, because that's where creativity lives, is when you want to do something and you start heading down that road and you can't do it because the glue won't support that, or the metal will buckle, or the camera can't fit there. Whatever the hurdle is, you have to adjust and keep moving. And as a result, the product evolves with you.
In my everyday job, I don't really have that much opportunity to just make mistakes and learn, and in Mad God I do. And watching Phil work, you can really understand how Star Wars was made in somebody's basement, like how movies used to be made, where you take what you have and then you line it up in a camera and you look at the shot that you have, and if it doesn't work, you try it again. It's so accessible. The product is less important to him than just the process of being with people that he wants to work with and making things with his hands. It's really the process that's important, and the product is very important, but it's secondary to that process.
Mad God has a pretty unique look. I know one of the influences on Phil, who is also like a big hero to me, is the Czech animator Carl Zeman. Zeman would mix all the different techniques together, the stop motion and the live action, and he would just kind of create this collage of various techniques and images, and it was just so beautiful. And I think, it's not like Phil is copying the style, but there's kind of the anything goes. We'll just grab something from here and something from there and mix it all together and come up with something new approach that Carl Zeman was so good at.
A lot of the compulsion is to be surprised by the surprises and the things that you find. The serendipity that kind of comes with just putting stuff together and kind of letting it grow together has got like a magic that's innate in of itself. The point is making a movie, not making everything perfect.
It's like, the more fucked up it is, the better. You put a bunch of stuff together and you think it's done, and then you burn it, and then it's done.